Hey guys, welcome back to Field Trips. Today we're on a lake here in North Texas and we're gonna show you guys how to catch crappie off of docks any time of year on any lake. It's bulletproof, fail-proof. Matt Scotch, Lone Star Kayak Guide, is gonna show us the ropes. Also out here with Max Moore and his dad Chris Moore, who have been hosting me in the RV since August for the last, whatever that is, 9 months. They have become like family now. We brought them out here, and today we're gonna show them and show you how to catch crappie off docks so you can feed your family and enjoy some tasty morsels. And I'm getting a bite right now. What the hell? My rod was just sitting in the water and just started taking off. About came out of the boat. So here's one of the lures we're gonna be using today. Basically just a tiny baby fluke on a little jig head. Super simple presentation. I'll show you some of the other ones we're using here in a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna practice on this dock just because it doesn't look that good, and I'll tell you why here in a second, but we're gonna just use this to kind of practice shooting. So what we're looking for is the shadow, man. The shadows. The deepest, darkest shadow under any dock is where the crappie are gonna be every time. So it's like fish on the edge of this right here, you're not gonna catch fish. But if you can get it, I don't know if you can see, but when you come over here, you'll be able to, but there's gaps in this foam. If you can shoot it in between those gaps and get it like in the middle under that wood or in the middle of the shadow or any area that just looks darker than the rest, that's where these crappie are gonna be sitting. And typically when you catch one, they're rarely alone, so you're gonna catch more, but we're looking for these kind of deepest, darkest shadows. And the only way to get it in there is by shooting these little super light lures. So I'm using this little hand-tied jig. We also got little plastics. We're gonna be trying a variety of stuff, but like Max said, I reel it up about half my rod length, maybe a little bit more. And you grab it by the round part of the hook so it doesn't, you don't slam it into your finger. And then you pull it back like this and you just let go, right? And you gotta have your finger on it, obviously. But you see here how I've got this? Like, if I have this too high, where's it gonna go? It's gonna just shoot straight down into the water, right? That's no good. If I have it too low, it's gonna go over where you're aiming and you're gonna get up on the dock, maybe get hung up, and then it's kind of a nightmare. So you really want this to kind of be level. And you go up and you want to get a little, like maybe about as close as Max, and you see like the gap in that white foam. Yes. You'd be wanting to like shoot it in there. Now this one's tough because it's got these vertical bars, but, and again, this isn't a good one, but this would be a good place to practice. But you just go up to it and you just shoot it in there like that. And once I've got it in there, yeah, so that was money. You just skipped it in there. Once I got it in there, man, this is what I've been doing. I close the bail and just let it fall like a pendulum towards me. And that's all I'm doing. And you're just waiting. And if that line stops, or if you feel a little tick or some weight, then you just set the hook, and don't set the hook real hard either. And you want your drag not too crazy tight. Now, alternatively, you guys have graphs. So around some of these docks, which I'm gonna show you how we're gonna pick the best docks and which ones are gonna be the best, but a lot of these have structure that people have dropped there, right? So they've got cypress trees or they've got the PVC things or whatever. So if you see something like that under you, you can drop it straight down. And when you drop it straight down, you're basically dead sticking, like maybe a tiny little thing. Matt does this little number where he like drops a rod tip and then just pops it back up. But just every once in a while, you really just want it sitting still, man. They'll hit it the best sitting still when it's straight up and down. But that's the kind of general concept of what we're doing, called dock shooting, because we're shooting these lures in there. And then as we go through these docks, I'm gonna point out things that you can kind of look for so you know which docks are gonna be best. Because definitely not every dock's gonna have crappie, but definitely some of these docks are gonna have a ton of crappie in them. So yeah, I say you practice shooting a little bit right here, and then we'll start working on that one where you actually have a shot at really catching some fish. And then that next one over there, I think is gonna be really good. It's looking good, and I'll show you why when we get there. Got one.
There you go.
And that's it. It was just sitting there, just dead sticking. Now this guy will not go 10 inches. So 10 inches is the minimum.
Yeah, but I had one.
We can keep 25 each. But that's it. That's the general concept. Now this dock is just a little different because they've got stuff in here. Is why we don't have to shoot it up into something crazy, which makes it a little easier. But it's pretty shallow here, and that guy was actually pretty close to the bottom. You got one?
Shoot, that's decent.
Yep, I got one too.
That's not a crappie. That's not a crappie.
What do you got?
What do you got, Bubba?
I don't know, but that's not a crappie.
You got something bigger?
That's something a lot bigger.
It's right under me, so you...
Yeah.
Ooh, I told you there's a chance we're gonna catch something bigger.
Oh, Max has a fish on it.
Just take your time with it. Those crappie hooks will.
It's a cat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Check him out. Catfish on the, what'd you catch it on?
The jig. Crappie jig.
Catfish on, is that Matt's hand tied?
Yep. Hand tied.
Nice.
That's hand tied crappie jig.
Well, that's dinner right there.
Yeah, we could keep that. I don't know what the minimums are. I don't know. Maybe about.
I don't know. But he's really skinny, like for a cat, so I'm just gonna let him go.
Look, I just dropped it down. I got another one.
Beautiful little guy though.
That's 3 in this exact spot.
Oh, you caught another earlier? When I wrote one?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
That's number 3. But they're all small. You just gotta find the bigger
I
ones.
was like, okay, got one, and my bail started slipping. I'm like, okay, that's not a crappie.
If there's small ones, there's bigger ones. Bro, that's a stud. Nice. That's what we're looking for.
Sometimes.
Oh, nice. Got him, got him. Nice. There we go. There we go.
Catch it now, dog.
Now we talking. There it is, crappie numero uno for Rob. Matt has like 40. I see more crappies in your future. Try the net trick. Let's see. Let's see if I got what it takes. It's not really big enough, but yeah, it'll work. Thanks, buddy. First one on the board. Like if you got kids and you want to take them for a fun day of fishing where they're going to catch fish and also be able to bring home something for dinner, they're going to have a good time with this. Now it's definitely going to take some practice, and I recommend you practice in open water so that you're not practicing and hanging up on people's docks and boats and all that. Just get out in open water, kind of pick a spot and just practice. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it, but there is a learning curve. And I struggled immensely when I first started doing this, but once you get it down, it comes pretty automatic. You don't even have to think about it, but it's a good time. It's just fun. It's a fun thing to do with your kids, do with your friends. And again, more important thing, it catches fish. Like a lot of them. We're about to catch a lot of them. Get ready. Pew! Got it. It's so satisfying when you make a good shot and then you catch a fish. It's like, yes. You can hang on to me. Just hang on to me. No, just hang on to me. It's fine. This is close quarters fishing. This will be fun for you. And there you go. There you go.
All right.
Might be the lake record.
I boated one.
Yeah. Dude, that's all you need. Like once you get the first one and the confidence kind of goes up and you realize that if you do it this specific way, you're going to catch it.
This is my first crappie I've ever caught in my life while trying.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that's, yeah.
Congrats. First one's the hardest, man. I'm telling you, you're about to smack him. So that was good hitting on the end of there. But if you can shoot it in that
That's
gap,
what I was trying to do.
right? But that's the thing is you got to push off that and push us this way. So now you can't go too far because you see that thing hanging over. You don't want to hang up on their stuff.
Yeah.
Did he get it in there?
Yeah.
Now just let that thing fall out. I would be super surprised if you didn't get bit right there. And if not, try it again because that's a good spot. Well, did you bring it out? There you go.
Oh, that's a bass.
Oh, nice. Little bass.
Little larky, guys.
This is a great summertime tactic because when the water heats up, they're going to be in this shadow. And sunny days, this is going to be more productive than cloudy days. Cloudy days, they'll roam a little bit more, so they'll still be under the docks, but not as tightly packed as days like today where it's bluebird. They do not hunt in the light. They love the darkness. So I basically just give these a few little shoots, and then if not, I'll just move over here to this nice little slip, make a couple casts. If not, we'll go to the other side, and if not, just move on to the next dock. Not every dock's gonna have them, even if it looks good, so. Oh gosh, how did that go over there? Right. There's basically two genres of docks. You're looking for the ones that are clearly, got them. Another little crappie. The same spot, just right here at the back of these jet skis, man. Once you catch one, keep pitching in there until you do it a few times and don't get a bite, because, like I said, they're never alone.
That would have been awesome if you landed in the net.
Yeah, that would have been convenient. See how I kind of keep my finger on my line? Yep, there we go. I mean, what's that? I've got 5. How long have I been here?
This is awesome.
6 minutes?
This is cool. It just takes a little, yeah. Once you get your... I'm gonna have to get it out of there.
Oh my god.
I would definitely try to land it in the water. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. No, we don't want to talk about what I just did.
He made a slightly less than perfect cast, we'll say. So one thing you guys might notice is I'm fishing this little crappie jig on 20-pound red braid, no leader. And a lot of people will tell you that you're wasting your time fishing straight braid, or maybe if it's green, they'll think it's grass and they won't hit it. I really just don't believe in that. Now, if you're fishing super clear water, certainly using some fluoro is gonna be the way to go. And I normally do fish a leader, but with this shooting technique we're doing, that not going through the guides can really kind of mess up your aim, mess up the distance. So I ended up cutting it off out of frustration, just fishing straight red braid. And I mean, I'm catching them, right? I got 2 keepers in here and have missed a bunch of more and caught a bunch of undersized. So braid does float, which actually gives us a slower fall, which I think actually helps. So you don't need to be fishing some crazy light line. Again, it's 20 pound and it's red. I also don't know that the color of your little crappie jig or even the style of it necessarily matters too much. Now maybe on different bodies of water it's different, but for me it seems like it's more about placing that little crappie jig in these deep dark holes than it is about what it actually is. I think it's more about just putting it in front of their face, figuring out where they're holding onto the dock, and you're gonna catch them. I don't think they really care what it looks like as long as it's small and looks minnow-ish. So these guys seem to be suspended about 6 feet down. Try it again right here in the same spot. Just got 2 bites out of this one little spot. Got enough, yep. Just a little guy. Where are the big girls at? It's like, I'm getting them like right here. Like not nearby or any, just right here. And about 6-8 feet down. Yep, look at that. Once you find them, bro, it's automatic. That's 4 bites in that one spot, but now they've all been small. I gotta believe there's a bigger one in here. And there's something right there that they like. And now it is about the darkest shadow I could find in here is why I cast to it. But I think there's probably something else going on. Yep, that's 5, and they're getting bigger. 5 off this one little, I mean, it's a square foot that I'm dropping it. Gosh, that guy might go. See, buddy, are you 10? Oh God, oh God. Ah, like 9 7/8. But they're getting bigger. Every one I've caught has been a hair bigger than the last one.
Stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah, right. There's literally 5 fish right here, dude. Look, another one. I'm telling you, man, once you find them, don't leave until they quit biting it. But that guy's a little short too. These are all little ones. Got to be bigger ones. The bigger ones might be down below. If you're catching a bunch of, like I'm catching all these about 6 feet down there, 6 feet from the surface. I'm gonna try dropping this down like 8 feet and see if maybe the big ones are hanging out a little below. Question is whether or not I can get it down there. I mean, I'm getting bit every drop right now. Got him. Ooh, what is this? Oh, a bass, dude. God, he tugged. I was like, what is that? So another fun thing about fishing these little docks is you just never know what you're gonna pull up. It's just such a fun way to fish these little crappie jigs. Anything will hit them, and there's a nice little bass. And I mean, on this light, super light setup, he tugged. That was fun. Could fry him up if he was a little bigger. And so the difference there was I kind of shot it up in this little gap instead of fishing the edge of it, and kind of ran it through that darker part. And he hit it the first time I did that. But that's 5 crappie and a bass I pulled out of this one little tiny spot, and let's call it 6. 6 crappie and a bass. They're just all small. I gotta believe there's a bigger one in here. If there's this many babies, I feel like it can't be a school of babies. Chris, you ought to try to hit the other side of this little hole. They might be stacked up on the other side too. I can't really reach it. Just dip your rod down on the edge of another little guy. Where are the big girls? Yep, look at that, I wasn't even looking. Oh dude, slab-a-rooney. Look at that guy. Oh no, not again. Nope. Now we're talking, man. Look at that. Better. There we go, guys. Now that's what you call a slab. Let's see how big he is. I guess about 12.5 inches, maybe 13. Maybe. Close your mouth, old girl. 12.5, a little more. Boom, she'll eat. She's got a gash out of her. You can tell a bird, most likely a bird, grabbed this fish, ripped it with its talon not too long ago, it's still red, and then dropped it. See, now that I got a bigger one in there, now I'm gonna work this even harder. Hold it here by this opening and I'm just doing that rod tip drop. Yep, oh, just got another bite. As soon as I dropped that rod tip and did that little bounce. But see, that's what I was trying to tell you guys, like it is that specific. This 5 feet of difference is all the difference in the world for this. Now, they could easily be stacked up over there too, but
Easily not.
yeah, they could easily not be, exactly. And I think it's less about the color of your lure or any of that stuff. It's more about just putting it in their face. They're not gonna go running out of the dock, hunting stuff down. They're looking for easy little minnows just sitting right in front of them. Can't believe I caught 7 in this one little spot and yet only have 1 keeper to show for it. They're all babies. Normally it's like 50-50. It seems like I pull about half undersized, half keepers. And sometimes, dude, I'll drop it down and then like the line will just stay slack. And a lot of times that's a fish grabbed it and moved up a little bit and your line's just slack. You don't feel anything, your line's not following gravity's rules.
Nobody's using this dock for anything.
There we go. Another slab. He was just a little shallower. See, dude, if you're not getting bit, I reeled 2 cranks, same exact spot, and then I got bit. It was like I just had it right under him and you didn't know it. This one's kind of borderline. Let's see. She'll go. Oh yeah, almost 11. Now we're grocery shopping, bro.
Where are you putting it? Under that?
Just right there. Not even really. It's falling out. Just right on the edge of it. Just like that. And I just do that little rod tip every once in a while. Otherwise, just let it sit there. And look, if I don't get a bite after like 15, 20 seconds, I'll open the bail, let it drop down just 2 feet, not much. Because that's all the difference in the world. If it's right under them or right above them, they may not see it. Give that about 15, 20. And now that last one was shallow, so I'm gonna actually reel up. No, you're fine, man. You're not bothering me. You're fine. Just stay there. Drop in here, see if you can get one of these.
Wow.
If I hadn't missed that bite, I'd probably give up on this by now because I've caught so many. Just missed another one.
I got a bite.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, bro. There you go. Now you're, oh, and he came off. What was that? That was a good one. Was that a crappie?
Yeah, that's big.
Dude, that was a stud.
You know what?
See, they're out here in the middle.
I think my hook has been out too far. Oh, look at it. It straightened my hook.
Straighten your hook. Yep, these hooks are light. I would definitely check it between every bite or anytime you get hung up. Man, that was a stud, dude. That was a good one. Something about this slip. They like it in here. Oh my God, just sling him in the net. Just sling him up in the net. Bro, that's big fish of the day. Pretty sure.
Is that a keeper?
Yeah. If there was a slot, we'd have to make sure she wasn't too big. Oh, dang, she ain't happy about it either. That's a tank, man. Here, I get it. See how their mouth, see how that happens? They got these thin paper mouths. You see that hole? Mm-hmm. That's how you lose them so much. That's why it's good to have light drag so you don't waller out that hole. Bro, great white crappie right there.
That's fun.
That's a sandwich. It is fun, man.
That's a what?
Sandwich. It's cool because like anyone can do this, and it definitely it's not like you're just out here mindlessly. I mean, there's some. I mean, you heard me talking through it. Like,
cool, 'cause there's a lot of finesse.
Yeah, there's finesse to it. There's strategy. It's actually I really been enjoying it. You know, they're not 80-pound Cabera snapper, but I mean, it's fun because you really feel like you're making it happen. You know what I mean? Like, you did everything just right, and
I just missed a big hit.
did you? Dude, there's more here, man.
Yeah, they
Another slab. That's man. So you're getting it down now. Once you get it, you get it. Like there's that beginning frustration period where you're like, this is stupid. This isn't gonna work. This isn't working. But then once you kind of get it down, it's fun, and you just start catching way more. I think you just having the confidence and sticking with the spot, and that's 2 great fish in a row, man. Nice work. Where'd Max go? He left the honey hole. But yeah, you guys figured this out quicker than I did. It took me a lot longer before I was really catching them like that. Rob does. And T-minus. You're just counting too fast, man.
Nope.
A little snake right here. He's probably out here fishing too. There you go. There you go. Right when I hit record, you set the hook. That never happens.
What is that?
I don't know. Oh, sandy.
Sand bass, nice. Chris Moore, the first sand bass of the day. Just never know what you're gonna catch. Got him. He was just hanging on to it. I was like, why is my line not going down? Oh, just barely. 10. There you go, dude, nice. That's definitely 10, 100%.
Seriously?
Yep, it's bigger than one I just caught, and it was barely 10, so. You ain't getting hung up, you ain't catching fish.
Yeah, but this is about to make it to where we're not gonna catch fish. Yeah, it looks like that.
Yep. 10.5, barely, but yeah.
Might have been that rough.
Got him. Got one.
More beautiful.
I love that.
It's just
Yeah.
the whole lake is just that.
That's one thing I love about this part of Texas, man. Just all this chunk rock, these boulders and stuff. It's a beautiful little lake. Fish are just a bonus, man.
Hey, Dad.
Come up here.
I was like, they're right here.
That was funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh, look at that, dude. Yeah, Chris got one. You just got a white bass.
Yeah, look at it.
Max was just trying to help me get this line untangled, and he was just sitting there, and his rod started taking off.
Looky there, guys.
Come up here next to me, man. Shoot this next one over.
Dang it.
Yep. Pew, pew, pew. Yep. Apparently not. You're not holding your mouth right. Got him. Got him. Got him. It's working. I was making fun of him, then he keeps catching them. But your boy Rob here. Oh, spoke too soon is what your boy Rob here did. All right, guys. So disclaimer: all the knowledge I've shared with you today on how to find crappie on docks any time of year on any lake is not my firsthand knowledge. Everything that I've learned about catching crappie in rivers and in lakes came from my buddy Matt Scotch back there. Lone Star Kayak Guide. This guy is, I would say, the best kayak fishing guide in Texas, one of the best in the country. He is incredible. He's such a hammer, whether you want to go after giant bass, crappie, redfish, flounder, he's just a whiz. He's a hammer on the water. He's so good. He is a phenomenal kayak angler, a phenomenal guide. He's always placing top 3 in every bass tournament that he enters. But what's cool about booking a day with Matt is that he's gonna take you out, not only put you on a bunch of fish, but you're gonna leave there a more knowledgeable angler, a better angler than when you showed up. And this is a perfect example. I knew nothing about fishing for crappie when I met up with Matt to go do that. He's just so good at teaching you how to read the water, what the fish's behavior is gonna cause them to do, why they're gonna be, where they're gonna be. It's just incredible. So if you wanna learn how to come out and catch really anything that swims in Texas, book a trip with Matt Scotch. He's an incredible dude. He deserves your business. You're gonna have a great time. And again, you're gonna leave there a much better angler. So LoneStarKayakGuide.com. Put a link down in the description. Check him out. If you're in Texas and you wanna learn a new way of fishing, you wanna learn how to catch a giant bass out of a river, you wanna go learn how to stock the flats for redfish, you wanna learn how to come out here and catch a limited crappie, 25 crappie off docks in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the day. We didn't get out here till noon. Matt is your guy. Hit him up. Cannot recommend this guy enough. He's back there. We are about out of time though, so we're gonna head back. The Moores, Max and Chris and I are gonna head back to their property, to my rig. Max and I are gonna clean up all these crappie. We got work to do on that front. And then we're gonna cook them up for you guys. Show you, I'm thinking 2, maybe 3 ways to cook delicious crappie for you, your friends and family. I don't know, haven't decided yet, but we're gonna go clean them now. We're running out of daylight, so we're gonna hightail it home, get these fish filleted up, and then we're gonna cook them up for you guys. I will see you guys, I don't know, maybe in the kitchen, maybe the fillet table. I don't think you guys care about filleting fish. If you don't know how to fillet fish, Google it. There's a ton of guides out there. I'm not the guy to teach you how to fillet fish, but crappie fillet up like any other fish. So yeah, here's probably right now you're watching a time lapse of us clean these fish, and that's all you need to know. We're cleaning fish. Simple. So I'll see you back in the kitchen. I don't know if the time lapse is over now or not. I don't even know what's happening. How would I know? I haven't edited it yet. It's still in the water. Your guess is as good as mine. What's gonna happen next? I have no idea. I honestly just wing these things. Anyone that thinks I come in these episodes with a plan, drinking before noon, I have no idea. How can you plan fish? They do what they want. I'll stop rambling now. See you in the kitchen. It's gonna be good. All right, guys, so Max and I just got done cleaning the fish. Now, Max and his family, the Moores, have been hosting me, letting me park the Keystone Cougar on their property since August of last year. Huge help to me as I did a bunch of international travel and had some other life changes and whatever. And in that process, they've really become my second family. And so I'm about to shove off after 8 months here. It was supposed to be 2 weeks originally was the deal when I first met them, but 8 months I've spent with these incredible people. They've just been so good to me, but about to shove off, get back on the road. And so this is kind of our farewell dinner of sorts. We're gonna do crappie 2 ways. And then the Moore's friends, the Gerald family, they're coming over. They're gonna bring some sides. The wife, Kristen, made some sides for tonight's dinner. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be good, y'all. So come along. We're gonna go in the kitchen, the Moore's kitchen, get to cooking. We're gonna show you 2 ways to cook really any fish, but in this case, crappie. It's gonna be delicious both ways, promise. That's a guarantee, money back guarantee. Okay, so before the Geralds get here, we're gonna do a little prep work. So first thing we need to do is dry off these crappie fillets. You never want to fry or really cook fish that's wet. So we're gonna use some paper towels and dry off these fillets. Now we're doing these crappie 2 ways. One way, we're gonna use my grandma's recipe again with a little modification, but basically we're gonna do some cornmeal battered, pan-fried crappie fillets. These are gonna be incredible. I got a little trick for you to make them extra crispy. And then we're gonna do some baked panko breaded crappie that our boy Matt Scotch taught me how to make a couple months ago. So once we got these fillets dried off, we're gonna use this Traeger fin and feather rub on both batches of fillets. This stuff's incredible, it's kind of universal. It's got paprika and garlic and all kinds of herbs and spices in there. It's amazing. We're gonna use this to season the fish. And then the cornmeal, we're gonna go a little Creole style with some Tony Sacheres. If you don't know about this stuff, you're missing out, it's incredible. And then the secret to making these fried crappie fillets a little better, a little crispier, is gonna be this. Just a dash of baking powder. It really draws out any moisture that's left. It's gonna make them crisp up real nice. And for the panko breaded baked crappie that we're doing, we're gonna first put them in flour, then we're gonna go into egg wash, and then we're gonna coat them in some panko crumbs before we put them in the oven and bake them. And in the flour, we're gonna add salt, pepper, and some garlic powder for a little seasoning in that. All right, so we got the oven preheated to 400 degrees. Now we're going to get our panko breaded crappie ready, put it on the pan, and then while the oven finishes heating up, we're gonna get the kind of frying station ready to go. I'm using peanut oil to fry these fish. I like peanut oil. You can use anything, extra virgin, canola, whatever you want. Really, you can use whatever you want. But I like peanut oil, so that's what we're gonna use. Basically just a layer enough to not quite submerge these fillets, but almost. Basically, we're gonna put the cornmeal into a bag, and then right before, once this oil's heated up and right before we throw them in, we're gonna throw the crappie fillets in there, shake them up, get them nice and evenly coated, and then we'll throw them in the pan. And now this is gonna be maybe 4 or 5 minutes on each side for the fried crappie, and this panko breaded crappie is only gonna take about 7 minutes on each side. We're gonna flip it halfway through at 400 degrees. So let's put the panko crappie in and get this oil heated up. Let's cook some fish. Now, the cornmeal, fried crappie, man. That's what you're looking for.
That's about good.
These are not gonna take long at all. So one other little trick, when I pulled the panko breaded crappie out, put just a little bit of butter, little dabs of butter on top after I flipped them. Just gonna make them, help them kind of golden brown. Give them a little richness. It's gonna be good. They'll be done real soon.
Eleanor.
You hungry, buddy?
We can talk?
You hungry, buddy?
I think this is your tray somehow.
Come and get it! It's ready!
Yeah, we're ready.
It's crispier than it looks.
Look at Ellie.
Oh, yeah.
These are crispier ones.
Well, I'm gonna
These I didn't cook.
I'm filming you.
At the end of
I
my
want this one right here.
little porch, and there's
It's actually kind of hot, but
Yeah.
stone wall. There's like an
school
ivy thing or
or
something.
from one of the
I don't know. I'm assuming it's
What do you think?
like
it's so
watermelon
clean.
or-
It's not even
I know.
fish.
And then
I know.
kids have been
That's what Nene said.
I know.
Doesn't
It's
taste like fish. It's such a clean meat.
So you like it?
Yeah, I'll eat it if they don't.
Dang.
coleslaw.
I'm not kidding. That tastes like
Chicken.
it came out of a restaurant. Yeah,
See, I'm telling you.
seriously.
No, that's good.
It's funny because, you know, you would think that the fried crappie is going to be crispier than the baked crappie, but the baked crappie is crispier. Those panko crumbs.
Too, like I can still taste it.
Not bad,
But
huh?
in feather, it real pulls through.
Yeah. I love those Traeger rubs. I wasn't sure if I'd like them, but they're really good.
All right.
Yeah, we're ready. All right, a couple of pieces of each. We've also got some tartar sauce. Got some tater tots, some coleslaw, courtesy of Chris and Gerald. Before I go out there with them, I'm gonna try a couple pieces of this, see what we're working with. This cornmeal fried crappie, you cannot beat it. Nobody that eats that is not gonna like it. I'm telling you, it's incredible. I can actually hear them raving about it out on the back patio. Let's try this panko baked crappie next. That is dynamite. Matt Scotch taught me this recipe for this panko baked crappie. And I'll tell you what, if you want crispy fish, that is the way to go. It's crispier than the fried fish. That panko's got this light, airy, crunchy outer texture. That Traeger fin and feather seasoning is just incredible. I honestly don't know which one I like more, but come on, bring it out there. Go sit with these guys.
You don't know?
Dude, that's why I don't like this.
Look how pretty that is.
Don't have another reaction.
React.
Hey, you put me on the spot.
Come in here in a minute.
No, I was waiting on Bobby.
I don't know why.
Jesus, Magdalene.
The kind of fishing we did, you would
This
like
is
it
coleslaw?
because it's
That's what I was just about to say. Kristen, I don't like coleslaw. This is
I don't either.
delicious.
Oh, nice.
Like, I need to know what all you got going on here.
I didn't know that I was
This is
eating
really good.
coleslaw and I don't like it.
there's blue
I mean,
cheese.
Madelyn's the ultimate test since she doesn't eat fish.
It's really good. I'm not even
Yeah?
over exaggerating.
You like it?
Madeline.
She's like, it's really good. I'm not even lying to you. Like I normally do.
yeah, I think I like the baked better and it's healthy for you.
No, like I want to learn how to do that.
Yeah, it's
Now
pretty easy.
that Max and I are professional crappie fishermen,
Yep. Yeah, these fish were swimming yesterday.
these things are like literally under a dock getting yanked yesterday.
The seasoning is good.
Yeah, that's what's so great about crappie is it's such a mild fish. Like the flavor is so mild that you can do anything with it, and it kind of takes on whatever flavor you give it. So like whatever you season with it, that's what it's gonna taste like. Whereas like redfish, and flounder, obviously they're delicious, but they've got a little stronger flavor because they're eating shrimp and all that stuff. Obviously they're delicious, but I don't know, I feel like they're a little less versatile. Like you can do anything with this fish, literally anything.
I believe
Definitely.
I'm sitting here eating fish at dinner and don't have a pouty face.
Right?
Howdy face.
Not bad, right? That's
I can't believe
Yeah.
Bobby is
Wow! Wow!
Man.
Wow!
Bobby made her a believer in fish. Not a believer. That's something else. I am a believer, but
No, because it's his tactic. He finds people that are starving.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he feeds them food.
yep.
That's true.
That's
I
it.
only ate a Frito or a
Yeah, I told you that last time. That's my strategy.
What did I eat today? I just ate
Starved
whatever I
until
got
9
today.
o'clock.
Exactly. Everybody likes it at that point.
Everybody likes
Everyone's
it.
like, yeah, sure, whatever. What is it, buddy? What is it?
Like, doesn't even look like it fits right on his body.
Good boy.
Here, let me try.
Good boy. You want some fish? Sorry, there's none left.
Let me try. I know how to do
Oh, that's so mean.
Come on, buddy.
Mr. Bobby, that's so mean.
Well, y'all, I would say the crappie's a success.
Yep.
It's all gone. Basically, we had 25 fish, and how many people we got? 8?
Yes.
8 people, 25 fish. I was thinking, gosh, we're gonna have so many leftovers. It's gone. It's been about 11 minutes since we started eating.
That's 50. That's
Yeah, note to
I'd
New
say
York,
it's a
2
success.
hours.
Yeah.
11 minutes, it's
Gone. It's like a roller coaster. You wait in line 2 hours,
Right.
and then 45 seconds
That's
later
right.
you're done.
Yeah, that's 50 fillets that we mowed through for 8 people.
Hey, make sure you try
50 fillets. Now some of the fillets are.
But what's the number on that?
No, but like, note to self, like, if you're gonna cook for a lot of people,
Yeah.
you need a lot
You
more.
need a lot of fish. Yeah. Well, the limit's 25 per person per day, so I mean, we could have come back with 75. Max would quit
Who wasn't pulling
dropping
their
keepers.
weight?
Yeah.
Max catching bass.
No, Mom,
We
I
were
had
dallying,
a
but
the rest of it's down, so it
14-incher,
should be
13,
fine once we
14
get
incher fell off my hook. He lost like 4 that literally at the boat fell off the hook.
If we had landed if we had been using nets, if we had just been using a
Oh,
net,
dude.
we would have had an extra 10 fish for sure.
Wow.
Easy. At least 10 keepers we lost.
Where are the
Yeah.
nuts?
Rob,
We all had
You do
nets.
it,
We
guys.
all had nets.
we doubled up. He and I were side by side. And he said, this is close quarters fishing. Like, we'll literally
Yeah,
be like,
we're touching each other.
we're like literally
That's
this
enough.
close together.
Awkward.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're this close
Chris and I were
together.
touching each other all day.
And we were fishing right there side by side, and we both hooked up and both lost big fish at the same exact
Yeah.
time.
I told him, I was like,
Fishing is like legit during Corona.
right. We were not social distancing. That is a good point.